One of the best ways for me personally to start a Thursday morning is by reading a new One Piece chapter. And to make it even better, is when the chapter is freaking amazing. A lot of revelations, to finding out some of the characters' motives, and maybe some mysteries building up here and there. That's what really makes a good Thursday morning, in my opinion. And this chapter definitely delivered on that. So, I first want to talk about the Big Mom and Brook scene at the beginning of the chapter. So, after rereading that portion of the chapter a good 3 to 4 times to kind of get a good, clear picture on what might be going on there, I came to something. If you noticed in the chapter, Big Mom was telling everybody to look at, Brook and look through his belongings, look through his clothing, look through everything he had on him to see if there was anything that showed that he already got a copy of the poneglyph. That's what Big Mom was, searching the Soul King for, Brook. And if you noticed, Big Mom was constantly holding Brook. Holding him, petting him like, some form of toy or pet. And when you see that, you notice that Big Mom didn't probably allow any of them, to hold on to Brook at all and look through him completely. As we know, Brook is dead. He's bones. And if you think about something, I'm going to assume, since it seems like Big Mom was holding on to Brook the entire time, and since you notice when they were looking through his belongings, they never mentioned one certain thing. Think about this for a second. They never mentioned one certain thing that Brook should have had on him, but for some reason, it wasn't. Brook should have had the parchment. He should have had the paper on him that would have the poneglyph copied onto it. But for some reason, they did not find it. Suspicious. Very, 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 very suspicious. So, I'm going to assume that Brook has hid that paper somewhere. And since he is nothing but bones, I'm going to believe that he probably either has it in his afro somewhere, or he has it in his skull. Inside of a skull somewhere. That's where I'm assuming Brook has it. Because they did not mention the paper at all. And I noticed Oda took a lot of time to focus on Brook's belongings, focused on his outfit, everything he had on him, and Big Mom's like, oh, I'm sorry for, distrusting you, thinking you had it on you, or, you copied it. He's like, I'm sorry about that, and she was just acting very nice towards him, like, how you would treat, like, maybe a pet or something. She was acting like that. So I'm going to assume Brook, he did get a copy. It's just, right now, he's playing Big Mom. He's playing her, and he actually does have it probably hidden somewhere on his person, maybe in his hair, inside of, his skull, or somewhere else on him, but there has to be some form of copy, because for him to be acting like that, and everything seems to kind of be fine, he's just like, this is kind of embarrassing, but on top of that, we didn't see any mentioning of the parchment. It kind of makes me believe that he did actually get a copy before everything was said and done. So enough with that, let's talk about the Pudding scene with Big Mom. So Pudding is a character, as we know, in recent chapters. We found out about her true personality, how she's been using Sanji, how she's been this manipulative person that's been using people, and then, playing this fake personality like a mask, and then getting you to, fall in love with her, but then she just, throws the rug out from underneath you and throws you under the bus. And that's kind of, what has been happening, what happened to Sanji, and happened to kind of people that, Pudding interacts with when she has these plans, concocting. And so when you think about the way this chapter is being, orientated, I'm going to assume that there's something going on between Pudding and Big Mom. Because let's think about some of the things we know about Pudding thus far. We know Pudding has a very shitty personality, and she has, this eviler side to her. And one of the things we noticed in recent chapters is that she does have the ability, a Devil Fruit ability, to manipulate someone's memories, tamper with them, and rewrite them completely. And let's think about the last time that Pudding wanted someone in a room alone with her. Think about it. Pudding was in a room alone with Reiju, Sanji's sister. And what did Pudding do in that moment? Well, obviously, she manipulated Reiju's memories. And I think there's something definitely going on here between Pudding and Big Mom. I think there's a bigger picture going on here. I feel like maybe Big Mom doesn't understand all of the things that Pudding might be, or maybe their, overall motives are not completely aligned with each other. Like, maybe they might have something they want that's very similar, but overall, the outcome, they don't want the exact same thing. Let's, throw this in perspective. We know Big Mom, she wants to have giants. She wants to, have, giant children, stuff like that. We know she's fascinated by that. We know the reason why she wanted Caesar the entire time, why she was funding him, to, the children, to also how she got very upset when the Vinsmoke family came in and said that, oh, I expect, the race of giants to be here. Why isn't there any giants? And, it seemed like she's been very pissed because maybe Lola fucked her over in the past and ran away from maybe a possible political marriage with, like, a giant or something, which cost Big Mom quite a bit. And so we do know that Big Mom has an attachment to giants and stuff, and this is like one of her own personal goals. And I'm going to assume that maybe Pudding's overall goal, it doesn't really count that in. I don't think Pudding really cares much for what Big Mom really wants. I feel like she has her own thing she wants, because if you notice the way she was interacting with Big Mom, it was very different from what we've seen from her personality. As we know, and from what we found out, was apparently Pudding, she, actually, she has this, other personality. Not many people really know about it besides certain select few, and I wonder if Big Mom really understands the entirety of Pudding's personality. Maybe she knows she has this darker side to her, but I wonder if Big Mom knows that Pudding might be, doing some other scheme behind the scenes. I mean, it's a possibility. Think about it. I mean, there is a very likely possibility that Pudding is playing both sides. She's not just playing the Vinsmoke side, but she's also playing Big Mom and the entire family side as well. There could be something else going on here, because you gotta think about this. Why would Pudding just walk into the room and all that, and, talk to Big Mom and act all cutesy and stuff from what we saw, and she didn't show that shittier side to herself? Why did she play, this, certain part? Like, why did she act like that? And we gotta remember, she did not know Brooke was there when she first entered the room. When she entered the room, she probably assumed that only certain select few were there that, probably already know about her personality. And when she went in there, after she was already talking to Big Mom, she realized that Big Mom had Brooke on her person. So she didn't know Brooke was there as soon as she entered the room, when she started communicating with Big Mom. So I'm kind of curious. Was Pudding acting like that to kind of just show that she's just, cutesy type around, everyone there? Or was she taking precautions because she was, wondering maybe if the Vinsmoke family might have been in there or something? Or maybe she was wanting to not show another side to her to, maybe, Big Mom or something. Regardless, however, I do think something is going on here. We know Big Mom knows about Pudding's side, like one of, her shittier parts of herself, but we don't know if she knows everything. So we'll have to see where Oda wants to take the character. Anyways, let's talk about Pedro and his fight with Tamago. So, his fight, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's an interesting fight, but it's nothing relatively impressive, if you hear me out. Like, I've been looking forward to Tamago doing some crazy shit for a while now. Since, his introduction a very long time ago, I expected this character to have a crazy, insane-ass fight that was just, like, completely ridiculous. And this chapter, I mean, that really didn't happen. But, I mean, the ability of Tamago is pretty damn powerful, and I like it. It's a very unique style. It's kind of like every time he's defeated, he comes back even stronger. And it's a very cool, ability, Devil Fruit ability that Tamago has. And I do like Pedro's style, the way he handled it. I just wish the fight was a little bit longer, but overall the way he handled it was pretty funny. He just like, I've had enough with this, and he walks up to, Tamago about to, do the death blow and stuff, and then he just pulls out bombs and just blows everything up. I do like Pedro. I have a little bit more respect for Pedro for kind of handling it like that. He didn't want to see all of the forms. He didn't care about this man getting stronger and stronger. He decided to handle it, and he's like, fuck this shit, it sounds stupid, I'm not waiting around, takes too much time, and just wanted to handle, Tamago right then and there. So I do respect, Pedro for wanting to end the battle quickly. I was kind of sad because I expected so much from Tamago in his fight, having a very good, long fight, but that really did not happen. Who's to say, though? He's probably not completely defeated yet. He might come back, but I'm just stating, though, I'm a little bit sad that, that fight ended so quickly, especially with, what we found out about Pedro and, Tamago's relationship. So yeah, now Pedro is in the mirror world with Chopper and Carrot, which that's a good thing, because now, we have more of the characters together, which eventually they can kind of rendezvous together, get Sanji in there, get, also Luffy and Nami and Jinbei, and be able to escape the island. But right now, though, I want to talk about that funny comedy scene. Like, okay, that scene when Carrot drew everyone, and she drew Brooke, oh my god. That shit was great. Like, just seeing all the characters just straight up shoujo. Like, it was from a shoujo manga, just seeing the style of what Carrot was doing with all the characters, like Brooke and all that. I busted a gut right then and there. But what makes that even funnier is the fact that it's Oda having to draw it. I mean, you gotta think about this, okay? We know that that was for comedy reasons, and that was just, you know, Carrot drawing that, yes, but let's think outside of the box. Let's think outside of the manga for a second. Oda had to draw that panel. He drew that. He drew it, that entire scene with that art style. And it's really fascinating to see the type of art style Oda would use maybe for a shoujo manga instead of a shonen. Because as you know, the art styles of a shoujo and shonen are completely different. And seeing the style that Oda would choose for a shoujo manga, it's funny as hell. I mean, just seeing the style of that, just seeing the way Brooke looked, seeing the way the other characters looked with that entire drawing from Carrot, I had a good laugh. But it made me laugh even more knowing that Oda, the one that draws One Piece, that has a very shonen-ish looking series, would draw something that looked like a shoujo. So I commend Oda for a very cool looking design to that shoujo little, you know, painting that Carrot did. So anyways, the final portion of the chapter shows that Luffy, he's incredibly weakened, he's starving, he needs food, he's going to the promised place to where Sanji, you know, he promised Sanji, he's like, Sanji, I'll be waiting for you. Luffy's making his way over there to wait for Sanji to eventually feed him, because Luffy said he would not eat anything until Sanji made something for him, so Luffy's running on fumes right now. He's probably going to kill over if Sanji doesn't make him something, so it's not looking too good. I mean, if things continue like this, Luffy's not going to be able to fight. He's going to get killed off, so Sanji needs to make a decision now to either get over there to Luffy, feed him, or just say fuck it and let the man die, which I highly doubt that's going to happen. So we're probably going to get to see some form of characterization / development for Sanji in the next couple of chapters, which I cannot wait to see, because, you know, with what's been going on with Sanji and his character, with his thoughts and how he's lost all hope, and what's happened with Pudding, with his sister as well, finding out about his mother, I'm very curious to see how he's going to handle this, but how he's going to talk to Luffy after everything, and also, you know, how, you know, he's going to say, I'm back and all that, I'm sorry for everything I caused. I'm curious to see how Sanji is going to handle all of this when he does, you know, try to feed Luffy. So, yeah, very cool stuff going on, especially with Reiju as well, you know, just talking to Luffy's like, you know, you need to do this, you need to escape and all that, and Luffy's like, thank you, and eventually we get to see, like, an undershot of Reiju, which, oh my god, like, I see you, Oda. I see you, Oda. I see what you did there. I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me, but I'm going to assume that Reiju is in pantsu. Like, she didn't have any pants or anything on, because that's what it looked like to me. I'm like, is she not wearing anything? I'm like what? Like, what? Like, I could be wrong there, but that's what it looked like to me. And I like I said, I could be wrong, but that is what it looked like. So, yeah, interesting. Anyways, you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe, and I love you guys. Chibi out.